Of course, it's the one and only one. Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Assange had committed all sorts of crimes and acts, unspeakable things, has been completely discredited. He's now on the record that he made the whole thing up as a plea so he could get out of serving prison sentence himself.
He lied! He was bred by the Americans to lie! The case has crumbled!
Press freedom is essential in a free society. It's essential if you're to deal with the problems of the world, the corruption.
The people of Iraq still suffering even from the Gulf War of 1991, never mind the war of 2003 onwards. I think knowing the truth about how those decisions were made is very, very important. What I recognise is that journalism is a very dangerous and risky profession when done properly. I think of journalists in Mexico, in Colombia, in India. I think of journalists in many countries, in Egypt and many other places, that have risked all to tell the truth about corruption, risked all to make sure the rest of the world knows the truth of what's being done in their name. Julian Assange, to me, walks in that great tradition of great, fearless journalists. We're here to support Julian Assange and demand his freedom.
It's political pressure that's got to be applied, and I hope political pressure that can be applied in the United States on this, because clearly it is a decision of the Biden administration to continue with Donald Trump's rather bizarre appeal that was launched in the dying days of his administration. Well, Trump did many bizarre things off the top of his head, and this is probably one of them, but I would expect President Biden to do a bit better than that.
Thank you so much.
For every day that this colossal injustice is allowed to continue, Julian's situation grows increasingly desperate. He won the case against the US government 7 months ago, yet he remains in Belmarsh prison. What is this, if not punishment by process? Julian has been denied the love and affection of his family for so long. Julian and the kids will never get this time back. This shouldn't be happening. The US government is exploiting the inherently unfair arrangement between the US and the UK. They're exploiting the inherently unfair extradition arrangements with this country in order to arbitrarily prolong his imprisonment. The imprisonment of an innocent man accused of practicing journalism. Julian has asked me to thank all of you for coming and for continuing to fight for his freedom. The constant threats and intimidation that we have endured for years, which has been terrorizing us and has been terrorizing Julian for over 10 years. Threats against me, threats against our children, death threats against Julian's eldest son, Daniel, threats of a 175-year prison sentence, and the actual ongoing imprisonment of a journalist for doing his job. These are sustained threats to his life for the past 10 years. These are not just items of law. This is our lives. We have the right to exist. We have a right to live, and we have a right for this nightmare to come to an end once and for all.
I'm hoping that there'll be, out of the belly of this system will come a judge or two, or perhaps even three, who sit on the High Court in there and see the law which is held in such with such sanctity, allegedly in great cathedrals like this, to see that it is applied justly. And applied justly means only one thing: an innocent man walks free. He wasn't in court, he was on video screen. It's hard to tell, really. His hair is long again, but that may be his own choice to vary the hideous monotony of his days at Belmarsh. But it's hard to know. I haven't seen Julian for a long time. Stella was able to see him a week ago with the children, and even, as she told me, able to hug him. I haven't got the time to examine with the forensic distinctions between American administrations. The same Department of Justice crew who have pursued Julian right through this under Trump are doing it under Biden. That should answer your question.